Archangel Michael says, since time is passing more quickly than you realize and your window to receive the $15 million miracle is about to close forever, heaven made an exception. If you don't open this on August 4, 2025, you won't receive the money. This is your last chance to receive the $15 million, and it won't come around again. Is it a coincidence that I am sending you this message right now? No, it is not. It is one of the divine laws of the universe and heaven. Yes, the law of attraction. You feel extremely lucky that I am sending you this message, don't you? Before moving on to the message, please like the video to help spread this message to others, dear soul. Additionally, you must receive and accept the message with love. If you write, I have received and accepted it with love in the comments and seal it with 555, you will maintain the balance of giving and receiving. Don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe for our other messages. Says Archangel Michael. Now we can slowly move on to the message. My beloved child, this is your last chance. If you miss it, it will never come again. Don't test the heavens. Don't delay. Open this with your whole heart before it disappears. You feel that strange pressure in your chest right now, but that's not anxiety. It's spiritual urgency that's the divine knock on your soul's door. And no, it's not random that you're seeing this on August 4, 2025. This date was chosen for you before you were even born. It's when the vault of heaven was supposed to open in your favor. If you ignore it, the vault closed forever. Archangel Michael says, been whispering your name since 3:33 a.m. last night. He tried to wake you and show you the number, but you ignored it. Now that you're here, Michael is grinning because at least you're paying attention. He's pleading with you to realize that the money isn't just money. It's more than just $15 million in your account. It's the blessing that will heal your family, open doors that others said would never open for you, and open doors that others said would never open for you. Child, don't listen to those who doubted you. You were chosen to receive abundance, Michael says. Though every prophecy has a time limit, and yours expires tonight, you can't afford to skip it because God has already released the miracle and the angels have already written your name on it. It won't come until you open your spirit and receive it. Did you feel that tingling in your hands or the slight shift in the air around you? That's confirmation that Michael is currently standing behind you, holding a golden scroll that heaven has waited too long, he says. And if you open this now, your life will never be the same again. Your enemies will be shocked because the same people who doubted you will see you rise, that house you dream of, the business you've been planning, the healing your family has been needing, and this money is tied to all of it. But only if you claim it before the gates close. This isn't clickbait, it's a soul test. God tests those who trust by sending divine offers wrapped in mystery. The Archangel Michael says, this is the last warning, this test is sacred, and if you ignore it, someone else will be chosen in your place. Heaven has paused everything, your guardian angels have stopped moving, and the spirit realm is silent, waiting to see what you do next. If you continue reading, something divine will change in your life within the next 72 hours. But if you scroll away, the silence will turn to distance, and Michael won't be able to reach out to you again. The reason this $15 million blessing is still waiting at your spiritual doorstep right now is because of a white envelope in the angelic realm with your full name written in golden ink. Michael states, this envelope will either be opened and poured into your life or burned if ignored. The choice is yours, but the clock is not. This is no joke. The message was concealed from the general public, but it was made clear to you why, because your heart is still open, because you've cried to God when no one was looking, because you felt like giving up more times than you can count. Archangel Michael reiterates, this is the final chance. August 4, 2025 is the deadline. If it passes before you receive it, the miracle will be passed to another soul. You were chosen. Don't give up your blessing because you're unsure. Don't walk away from the gift God put on your timeline. If you've been praying for a sign, this is it sparkles. Before you proceed, Michael asks you to do something folded hand. Join this message channel now so heaven knows that you're acknowledging that this is your spiritual signature. If you subscribe to a soul contract, Michael will start moving things on your behalf within 24 hours. If you skip this, the angels won't be able to do anything. Now, take a deep breath because what's about to happen will change everything. Did you know that your soul had already agreed to this miracle before you even opened your eyes this morning? That incomprehensible dream you had last night was heaven trying to show you your future. Michael tried to communicate with you using symbols, colors, and numbers, and now he's speaking clearly? This is not a promise. In the spiritual realm, faith is more than just a sentiment, it's money. According to Michael, he witnessed you giving when you had nothing left and forgiving people who never even apologized. He also witnessed you praying in private in your room, asking God, "When will it be my turn, beloved?" This is the moment you've been prepared for. Don't let your logical mind ruin what your soul has already accepted. Your logic will say this can't be real. But when something divine is happening, your spirit knows better. This is divine, and the number is startling, $1.1500. But heaven doesn't gauge blessings by your capacity for handling them. Rather, it bases them on what you're called to change. Michael says that since you're called to change the lives of thousands, your blessing must be significant. Let's be honest for a moment. You've been through too much to give up, and you've witnessed heartbreak, betrayal, and people leaving you as if you didn't matter. The devil thought he won, but he didn't see what I just released in heaven for you. Something was approved in the spirit realm, a divine reversal. The curses that were supposed to trap you broken, the lack that was supposed to follow you can led, Michael explains. This message was delivered with your name on it. This money, this miracle is not just financial. It's spiritual compensation for every year the enemy stole from you. God never wanted you to remain the same, so he's not keeping you where you are. Instead, he's calling you higher. The $15 million isn't a random amount. Rather, it's a sacred number that heaven has given to mark your spiritual shift, a transition from the old you to the chosen you. But you have to say yes. Michael claims that he pleaded with God on your behalf to give them one last chance, crying, "One more chance to believe before it's passed on," and God generously said, "Yes." That's what today is, heaven-bending time, just one last time. Consider how many times you nearly gave up, how many nights you lay awake thinking, "Maybe I'm cursed, maybe it's not meant for me." Heaven was watching, counting every tear, gathering every silent moment of pain, and now the blessing is ready. This is not a coincidence. This is not just another message. This is prophecy colliding with reality. If you're still reading, it means your soul knows this is real. Something in you is waking up, and that's good, meaning heaven is still open to. The doors will close on August 4th, 2025, which is your expiration date, not for life, but for this blessing, if you miss it. No one will know, but your spirit will feel the ache in your chest tomorrow, and next week will be the echo of what you were supposed to receive but chose not to. But the good news is that you're still on time, and you still have a choice. Michael says, say yes, claim it, and if you have to, say it aloud because something strange happens. Speaking a miracle causes your body, mind, and spirit to align with what is waiting. At this moment, something large, lovely, and bearing your name written in the light of heaven is waiting for you. This money isn't just about wealth. It's about sharing your story so that God can use it to make people think, if they can be blessed, maybe I can too. Don't think small, think sacred, because the plans heaven has for you are not safe, they're supernatural. And $15 million is just the beginning. You won't believe how quickly things will change once you say yes. Yes, doors that were closed will fling open, delays will dissolve, and yes, people from your past will return, stunned by the glow on your face, because the glory of God will follow you. You weren't meant to just survive. You were meant to overflow, so high that even your enemies would have to sit back and watch in silence. From now on, don't just sit there and read this. Instead, open your heart and say aloud, I receive this, and I won't miss it this time. I'm ready. Michael is reminding you, glowing star, to subscribe right away if you haven't already. This isn't for engagement. Rather, it's for activation. The moment you do, heaven will mark your name in a different light, and this is how you say yes in the spirit. Don't just read. Instead, show heaven that you're claiming what is rightfully yours. This isn't a test anymore. It's more about the delivery. An angel named Michael is watching your spirit lean in heaven, listening, and your angels have stopped moving to see if you'll take the next step, because right now your miracle is standing in front of you, holding its breath, waiting for your response. This is the kind of miracle that only comes once in 10 generations, and it's not just for you, but for your lineage, yes, Michael says. There are times in life when the decision you make in silence becomes louder than anything you've ever said. Archangel Michael fought to get this through, and when he said your name in front of heaven, God said, "Fine, one more time, give them the message, but don't mistake this mercy for delay." It's tied to more than your bank account. It's tied to breaking chains that have haunted your family for decades. It's tied to healing the kind of pain that doesn't show in pictures. It's tied to a legacy that was nearly lost until you came. The enemy distracted you, which is why your phone lags or you come close to scrolling past it. But someone stopped you. Michael's words are very clear. This is your wealth shift. If you take advantage of it now, within 3 days, you will start to see tangible signs. Your phone will ring with unexpected good news. An opportunity will drop in your inbox. Someone will mention your name in a room full of blessings. And if you do not take advantage of it now, it will completely avoid your path. This is more than just a one-time offer. It is a divine urgency. The heavens are real, the wealth is real, the shift is real. You are not unworthy, you are not forgotten, you were chosen, and the time is now. Think about it, beloved. Why else would heaven send a message this urgent? Why else would Archangel Michael use words like final and last chance, because there is no second chance for this one? This blessing was created in a divine laboratory specifically for your name, date of birth, purpose, pain, and path. You may think this is just a motivational speech, but actually, when another day comes, why are you still reading? Why is your heart pounding as if it knows something is going to happen? Because deep down you already know that this isn't a coincidence, this is real. And this is why you've been waiting? Michael says that God has already said yes, but your yes is what opens the door. If you're wondering how it will happen, don't you think that God doesn't need your reasoning? He just needs your permission. Say yes in your spirit, and He will reorganize every system on earth to your blessing. Michael's voice is louder now, and he says, "You've been tested enough, you've cried enough, you've lost enough, now receive enough." He is holding the scroll above your name, and if your spirit agrees, one more command, one more step, and the miracle will release. However, only if your spirit agrees, and no, you don't have to understand why it's this number or how it'll come, whether it's a business deal, a dream contract, or something else. If you haven't already, move now by whispering to your angels, "I accept it, I receive it, I believe this is for me." Even if you're shaking, say it even if you're still wondering, because heaven doesn't respond to perfection but to obedience. And if you've been praying for God to do something big, this is it. You don't get to choose the delivery method. You just get to decide whether you'll open the door right now. Michael is pacing, and the angels next to him are glowing brighter because they know that this moment can change everything. Heaven is holding its breath, waiting for your yes, and heaven already knows how many times you've been let down, but God says, "This time is not like the last time. This time I sent Michael himself before this date ends. You need to decide, will you receive it or walk away from it?" Glowing star final call, Michael says. Subscribing right now is more than just a button. It's a daring move in the spirit realm. When you click it, something changes, your name is sealed, and your path becomes clear. Don't ignore this instruction. The money is already written, but if you skip it, you cancel the contract. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the right sign. Archangel Michael says at least 7 people are attempting to steal this blessing right now, not because they earned it, but because they saw it hovering over you and they wish to stop it. But listen, God didn't make this miracle for them. He made it for you. Your fingerprints are all over it in heaven, and that $15 million miracle has your energy, prayers, and midnight tears encoded into its code. However, there's a catch. If you don't get it right away, Heaven will have to reroute it because divine law won't allow a gift to go unutilized forever. If you wait, it will be redistributed, and once it's gone, you'll feel the stillness, the spiritual silence, and the quiet ache in your chest that keeps. This is why I'm here. This is why I've been fighting through distractions, delays, and disbelief to reach you, because heaven still believes in you even when you stopped believing in yourself. Michael whispers that something was supposed to happen, but it didn't. Looking back on this day, you'll whisper to yourself, "This isn't fantasy, it's divine technology. It's the way angels work when the vibration of your soul aligns with the right moment miracles break through the clouds." Right now, the sky is opening, your name is on the scroll, and the light is shining directly on your path, but you still have one job left. Say yes, not just in your mind, but in your spirit, in your actions, in your decision to believe even when you're afraid. And yes, the number $1,500 still sounds crazy, but let Michael explain that you need a blessing that size because your life's purpose is greater than you even realize. You're supposed to fund missions rather than just pay your bills. What if people laugh? What if someone says, "You really believe an angel is talking to you?" Yes, believe it because heaven didn't send this to them, it sent it to you, and you don't need anyone else's permission to walk in a miracle. Michael responds, "Tell them this loud, what God whispered in your spirit is louder than what man says and doubt that dream." Feed families, build things that last generations have created, create spaces where people feel safe, seen, and healed. You need overflow for the size of your divine assignment. Your dream of helping others, blessing strangers, and living freely without guilt, debt, or fear was not a pipe dream. Rather, it was prophecy. Now it's time for it to come true, but the truth is that many people will see this message and leave. Not because it wasn't true, but because their hearts were too hurt to believe. However, you are different, beloved. You continued reading, you remained open, and you heard the whisper beneath the words, which is why the miracle still belongs to you. Pay close attention over the next 48 hours. During the next few hours, something will occur that will either validate this message or test your faith. How you react will determine what happens next. If you say, "I knew it," and remain in alignment, the doors will open. If you say, "Maybe it was nothing," and you start to doubt again, the doors will close again. Michael is standing now, his wings are open, his sword is glowing, and he says, "This is the last time I am allowed to warn you. If you ignore this, I must walk away. My orders are final. You have suffered silently for years, and this is your loud reward, and now you must act, not tomorrow, not later. Now the angels are watching, the scroll is open, and your name is glowing in gold ink, fading slowly with every second you hesitate. Fire," Michael says. "You didn't think heaven would send a number like this without a reason? $15 million isn't just money. It's a symbol, the sum of all your unseen sacrifices multiplied into one explosive gift. This is not just for a channel, it's for your spiritual seal. The angels know you received it because of this, and Michael knows he can activate the rest. If you have already done so, say this quietly now. Thank you, Michael. I'm ready, I'm claiming it. I received the $15 million, not just for myself, but for every soul I'm about to bless." Michael is now standing in front of you, not in a dream or a fantasy, but in the invisible realm just behind your breath. His presence is thick, and his voice is clear, is obvious, and he states, "You have waited long enough, you have cried enough, and now you receive this. This is not something that can be debated anymore. Heaven has already decided, the angels have already agreed, the $15 million has already been approved. The only thing missing is your complete surrender, your trust, yes, and listen, no one else will believe it until it happens. That's why God chose you. Not because you're the loudest, not because you're the most confident," he says. Michael claims that you will be the one they ask about, the one they watch and wonder, the one they point to and ask, "How did that happen?" You will respond that it's because heaven made an exception, which is what this whole moment is. Heaven bending its rules, suspending its timeline, opening one last window for you, not because you. He says, "Beloved, the wealth you are about to receive will feel like a dream." Archangel Michael is raising his hand, and as he does, the energy around you changes, the vibration in the air rises, and the atmosphere breaks open with holy clarity. You've reached the part of your story where everything shifts because you believed, not because you had it all together, but because you trusted even when you were falling apart. The storm is over, the confusion is clearing, the old season is folding behind you, and a golden light is rising in front of you. However, Michael silences that thought by saying, "This is for you, and if you walk away now, you'll miss the greatest moment of your life." Take a moment and picture what your life will look like when you finally step into overflow the bank balance that no longer makes you nervous the moment you pay someone else's rent. But it's not a dream, it's delayed divine justice. You are always meant to rise, you were always meant to carry light, and now you will also. It's not just about money. It's about mission, which is why it had to come through a message like this, so you'd know it wasn't random, and you'd remember forever that the shift didn't come from man, but from God himself. Without blinking, the moment you surprise your mother with her dream car, the moment you build the shelter, sponsor the children, open the center, fund the dreams of others, and so on. Finally, Michael says, write this down tonight, August 4 SD 2025, the most important night of your life. If you skip this moment, your spirit will never fully remember what was lost, but if you claim it, the blessings will come in ways no man could have predicted. The $15 million is just the beginning. So this is it. You've read every word, felt every shift, seen the signs, heard the angel's voice in your soul, and now, if you haven't subscribed yet, do so now, not later, not maybe tomorrow, because heaven is watching, Michael is watching, and this is your confirmation to the spirit world that you didn't scroll away from your own miracle. Even though you won't see wings when you go outside, you will notice a change in the wind, the air around you will feel lighter and brighter, the invisible world will react, the vibrations around your body will rise, and heaven will whisper back to you that it's done. Michael will return to heaven with joy in his heart, and God will smile because you didn't let fear ruin your future. You child of light, you will never be the same again. So go now, your miracle is waiting for you. The scroll has been sealed, and your name has been marked. Archangel Michael responds, I'm proud of you, I will always fight for you, and I will see you soon with a full report of everything God is about to do in your life. Amen. Heaven says, let it be released. Before this message concludes, I want you to consider why heaven went to such lengths to get your attention. Do you believe angels arbitrarily assign numbers like $15 million to just anybody? Do you believe Archangel Michael begs repeatedly only to be ignored again? Michael states, it's not because you're perfect, but because you didn't give up. You're still here, you're still breathing, you're still trying, you're still caring, you still believe. Heaven doesn't waste energy. It only moves when it knows you're ready, and if you've made it this far, it means you're ready to receive what generations before you couldn't. You're ready to break cycles your family couldn't escape, and you're ready to be the first person in your lineage to walk in this kind of glory, this kind of freedom and abundance. Even in the face of heartbreak, betrayal, disregard, doubt, and discouragement, you continue to believe and have that kind of faith that heaven rewards. The hardest part of surviving seasons that were meant to break you. But keep in mind that if you ignore this message, it won't simply be forgotten. The angels will return to heaven in silence, your scroll will be marked unclaimed, and that miracle will continue. Michael is not threatening. This time I came not just as a warrior, but as a witness, and I saw your pain, loyalty, obedience, and now your reward. He says, pleading that this is love speaking, holy love, protective love, the kind of love that sees every storm you face and wants to give you the sunlight. If you're wondering what happens after you accept, it starts quickly. Within 24 hours, you will feel lighter. Within 48 hours, you will hear unbelievable good news. Within 72 hours, there will be a breakthrough and a divine sign that validates everything. And within 7 days, you will start your financial miracle. The doors will open, money will flow, but more than that, your spirit will change. You will wake up without feeling heavy. You will walk fearlessly. You will breathe shamelessly. You will live with the assurance of someone who knows God is supporting every step and it all. Michael says, if you haven't subscribed, do it now, don't delay your miracle. This is not entertainment. This is an agreement. This is your divine contract with heaven being signed in this moment. If you have already subscribed, you're covered. If not, do it before this message ends. This is your yes moment. This is your life-defining decision. No one else can take this step for you. You must believe that you must choose it. You must reach out and take the key that heaven is placing in your hand. It's so much more than $15 million. It is evidence that God never forgot you, that heaven heard all of your prayers, that everything that the enemy took from you has been restored, and that it is here. Now that Michael is closing the scroll, the light is fading, and this window will close when the day is over, so make your move, beloved. Speak, whisper, feel it in your bones, and believe that I accept my miracle. I trust Archangel Michael, I trust heaven's timing, and I will not allow fear to hold back my blessing. It is mine. Amen. Because that's exactly who you are. Michael is grinning as he notices the glow around you and the shift starting. He turns back toward heaven and murmurs, "They said yes." And with that, the miracle starts. The angels are released, the money is moving, the blessing is unlocked. You did it, you received it, and now watch what happens next. You might not feel the full shift yet, but the heavens have already recorded it. When you respond, Michael turns again, pauses for a moment, and then, in a quiet but serious voice, whispers to the angels around him, "Start the assignment." Now, beloved, they are moving, and invisible winds will sweep through places you never imagined. Behind closed doors, conversations will start with your name in them. Delays in funding, projects, and opportunities will suddenly start flowing back to you. Not because of your effort, but because of your alignment. As you go through the next few days, you'll feel the heaven will be with you, behind you, holding your hand as you move forward. Michael's wings are no longer heavy, and his sword is no longer burdened, because his mission has been accomplished. You listened, you opened, you claimed it, and nothing can stop what has already been set in motion. In the days ahead, there will be times when you pause mid-step and feel as though someone is watching you, and you'll feel warm on your skin when you're indoors. Heaven is eternal, and this message will always carry the same frequency of favor. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. So, go forward now, child of light, and whenever you start to forget this moment, go back and reread it, replay it, and let it speak to your spirit once more. You'll hear your name in dreams, and you'll see signs that are too precise to be a coincidence. So, you'll know that this wasn't just a message, but a divine visitation. You don't have to justify your belief that those who laugh today will whisper in amazement tomorrow, because when this miracle happens, it will be loud enough to silence every lie, loud enough to shift your entire family line, and loud enough to make you cry with gratitude. When that time comes, look up at the sky and say, "Thank you, God, thank you, Michael." Heaven will respond, "I knew it was real, and we knew you would believe." Now go, the miracle is already yours, your scroll is sealed, your angels are moving, and everything is. The world is about to change, and if no one tells you this today, heaven is proud of you. No one saw you through storms, but you kept walking when your feet were blistered with pain. You kept believing even when everyone else was silent. And now you've finally done it. You've unlocked the reward. Don't shrink when the miracle comes. Don't doubt when the doors open wide. And don't apologize for the blessings that flow. You earned this not through works but through faith, Michael says. You allow those who made fun of your spiritual fire to see the explosion of light all around you. You owe God your praise, not them an explanation. When the numbers show up, the email arrives, and the message is delivered, your heart skips a beat because you know that's when you'll smile, when the tears finally fall, and when you whisper, "It's here, it really happened." That's the sound of destiny, that's the sound of heaven's approval, that's the beginning of your real life, and it all started right here with a simple yes. So as this message ends, do not walk away like before, don't let it fade like every other video. Let this stay, let this root itself into your spirit, let it follow you into your next breath, because it wasn't written for millions, it was written for you. Archangel Michael is ascending now the sky. Behind him is glowing, he turns over his shoulder one last time and says softly, "It is done." Then he disappears into the divine clouds, his mission accomplished, your name whispered into eternity, and somewhere in the distance, your blessing starts to move. Amen. May your miracle come fully, and may the world never recover from your glow. You're still here, aren't you? That says something. It means your soul needed this more than you realized. It means your spirit knew something was waiting inside these words. It means heaven hasn't finished speaking to you yet, and Michael is still right behind you, standing quietly. This is a spiritual drink in a dry season. As you sit with this truth, his wings are soft now, folded, and resting gently because you received the message, because your heart didn't reject the light this time. He watches you with love, not judgment, pressure, or demands, only love. The kind of love that heaven gives only to those who have suffered long and waited silently. The truth is that your soul has been thirsty for a message that gives you peace rather than just attention. That lie came from darkness, and the light simply appeared to prove it wrong. This is your time. It wasn't missed. It was preserved. It was held back by heaven until your spirit was strong enough to carry it. That's why the number was so large, and that's why the amount was $1. You were wandering in deserts of doubt, wondering if God still sees you, whether angels still visit real people, and whether perhaps just maybe your time passed. You don't need to explain to anyone how this happened, and they'll see the fruit, they'll see the glow, they'll see the shift in your eyes, posture, and voice, and they'll wonder what changed, and you'll smile not because you're proud, but because you're finally at peace, Michael says. 1500 made your mind tremble a little because it wasn't for your ego, it was for your legacy. It wasn't for flash, it was for healing. 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 It was for rewriting the story of your bloodline. And it was for showing the world what it looks like when God steps in and chooses someone everyone else overlooked. Therefore, take a moment to breathe, let your shoulders drop, let your breath deepen, and let your soul rest, because you don't need to chase after anyone anymore. The miracle found you, the angel reached you, the message landed, and the wealth is already on its way because heaven moves quickly. One phone call, one transfer, one person sent at the exact moment, and it all starts. In months, you'll look back and realize that this was the turning point, not just financially, but also spiritually and emotionally. This message, energetically, did more than just promise money. It triggered something ancient within you that reminds you that you were always meant for more. Michael says, let it happen now, let it come freely, don't block it with fear, don't slow it down with doubt, receive it like a child receiving light from the sun, naturally, joyfully, fully, and don't just keep this to yourself. When your miracle comes, bless others, show love in secret, write anonymous checks, speak hope to strangers, buy food for someone who is unable to express gratitude. And when they ask, why are you helping me? Then gently say, because an angel helped me once too. That's how the world changes, not with noise, but with divinely timed compassion. This is the start of a whole new book, and the first page was this moment. Michael will now ascend again, this time for real, but he leaves you with this last sentence etched into your soul. It was always you, heaven knew, God chose, the angels fought, and now you receive. The room around you feels a little different now. Doesn't it have become quiet? Entered, it's not empty. It's holy that silence isn't awkward. It's sacred that space you feel in your chest, that's the room heaven just cleared out to pour new blessings in. Stay here for a moment, don't rush back into noise, and let this rest on your spirit like a soft light in the early morning, because something happened while you were listening, something intangible but undeniable. The kind of shift that the soul feels before the eyes can see, the kind of divine movement that doesn't announce itself, it just begins to flow. You'll notice it in small ways, like how people start talking to you differently, how your timing feels lucky, even though it's alignment, favor, and the afterglow of a miracle. Michael has now returned to the heavenly realm, but he left a blessing behind him that is anchored to your name. It follows you now like light on your shadow, like melody in your silence, and that $15 million. Whether you allow it or not is no longer a question. Rather, it's a question of how quickly you let it in. Don't treat your signature moment like a memory. Instead, treat it like a key because you've changed deeply and subtly spiritually. People who once ignored you will suddenly be drawn to you, and opportunities that you once turned down will now come your way because your frequency changed. This message realigned your atmosphere, and that's how wealth flows in God's kingdom, not through hardship but through spiritual alignment. Heaven says, walk like you've already received it. When your soul and your purpose are in the same room, the doors start to open on their own. Michael said, watch what happens in the next 7 days. So that's what you'll do now, not in arrogance but in knowing, not in pride, but in gratitude, because this time you're not hoping it's already yours. You're not begging, you're receiving. Michael reminds you that when you live like you're chosen, heaven treats you like you are. Therefore, live like it, breathe like it, sleep like it, and love like it, because from this point on, you're not chasing, you're attracting. What's about to happen in your life will speak for itself. Miracles don't explain themselves, they just appear. When yours does, let it speak with light. Walk into rooms like someone who carries divine gold. Speak like someone who has already been accepted in heaven, and think like someone who isn't afraid. You're free and in alignment. This message may end soon, but the blessing will only start now. Close your eyes, say thank you. And smile even if you cry, because you won't forget this night, this date, this message, or this feeling. Heaven won't either. The scroll was opened, the angels were let loose, the wealth was activated, and the miracle happened. It is now forever yours.